Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA. The latest NBA news, there's a lot to talk about, so first thing I'll talk about is I remember the Oakland legend, Jack Golke, destroyed my Kentucky Wildcats and ran John Calipari out of Kentucky. Well, he has a pre-draft workout with the OKC Thunder. That would be a great pickup in the draft if that happened. Because that'd be a nice fit, because he's a really good three-point shooter. I mean, he's 24 years old, so I don't know if he'll get drafted. But he'll definitely, if he doesn't get drafted, he'll definitely get picked up over the draft. He'd be a solid fit. Because imagine Isaiah Joe and Jack Golke lineups, their three-point shooting, maybe off the bench. That'd be fantastic. So the Clippers, at the Steinline here, the Clippers are showing strong interest in Jeff Van Gundy, at the Steinline. End quote. Leaked sources tell the Steinline that the LA Clippers have strong interest in hiring Celtics special advisor Jeff Van Gundy as a high-profile addition to Tyronn Lue's coaching staff for next season, and a strong chance at succeeding in that pursuit after the NBA Finals are complete. End quote. I'm sure Clippers coach is the biggest problem for their failures, but they lost their head assistants, so it makes sense to add to the coaching staff. But Van Gundy didn't broadcast for 15 years to be an assistant to a first-round exit with the Clippers. And I'm pretty sure he would rather be a special advisor with the Celtics on a championship team instead of going to a team that's going to be eliminated in the first round every year. So Jimmy Butler's name has come up in Warriors conversations at Nick Friedel. End quote. Jimmy Butler's name has popped up in the conversation. I think it's a fit on paper, but I'm not sure how he fits into that locker room as the alpha personality, alpha male. That he is. And I don't know if after all the wear and tear on his knees, the Warriors would want to give him that extension. That would scare the hell out of me. I don't know about having Jimmy Butler on the Warriors. Look, I don't know. Like, he's kind of injury prone, but these off-season trade gimmicks have started, and we're not going to give up just because we lost the last 2 seasons. But we still have a higher chance of winning a playoff series than, say, the 76ers. These off-season trade gimmicks started. He's not coming to my Warriors. I don't see it happening. He's going to stay with the Heat. So Bronny James worked out for the Lakers on Thursday, and they have shown interest in his athleticism, defensive potential, and shooting, at Dan Wokey Sports. End quote. James's athleticism, defensive potential, and shooting at the Chicago Draft Combine have certainly interested the Lakers, who could help make history by pairing him with his father LeBron, should he return to the team in free agency this summer if he opts out as expected to happen. Yeah, okay, we know why they're really interested in Bronny. They think they're slick. But we're really about to see Bronny and LeBron on the Lakers. But why, bro? Just say they want him for LeBron to stay. Or maybe he is actually nice. Don't know. But now, another thing here from Dan Wokey Sports. How do you say his name? I'm not part of the nerd community. Some members of the Lakers don't think it's a, quote, absolute necessity to have a coach in place by the NBA draft, per Dan Wokey Sports. End quote. While having a coach in place by the draft is ideal, it's not viewed as an absolute necessity by some inside the Lakers organization. The team is facing major roster decisions this summer with its roster, beginning on draft night when the team could combine the number 17 pick with first rounders in 2029 and 2031 in a trade. They need to get some sort of foundation, get the coaching staff done so you can get that off your back while the draft comes around and you can look forward to other things. But what do you mean getting a coach isn't a necessity? Like, are you serious? Like, that's not a good way to look at things if you're the Lakers organization. You have to have a coach in place. Doc Rivers thought it was a little difficult playing at home in Philadelphia. Usually you play better at home. The only place that I thought it was difficult to play at home is in Philly because of the crowd. I thought it affected our players some. Doc Rivers, when it comes to making excuses, is that Vince Carter meme. I got one more in me. It's because they hated you, Doc Rivers. They were sick of you playing DeAndre Jordan and refusing to make adjustments. Tom Thibodeau, on I think the Roommate Show podcast or whatever he says that most playoff teams have their top players in the court for over 40 minutes per game. And he is concerned about the criticism he's received for giving his players heavy minutes. I mean, he literally had nobody left to play from the role players because you had OG Anunoby hurt, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Bogdan, Jalen Brunson got hurt. Even though they were losing that game anyways, he got hurt. Who was he going to play? And this was in the playoffs. I don't get the criticism. Doc Rivers says Damian Lillard came to training camp out of shape. I didn't realize Dame was traded 2 or 3 days before the training camp. We were at dinner and he kept saying, "Coach, I didn't work out all summer. It's the first time in my life that I've not worked out. I was so scared of getting injured working out." He knew he was going to get traded, so he said, "I did some light running. I did some shooting with no one in the gym, but I didn't go hard at all." He was honest about it. And that's one of the reasons he loved me. He said, "This is the worst shape I've ever been in." Doc Rivers, another excuse. We just talked about the Sixers excuse. Now we have a Milwaukee Bucks excuse. And he basically blames it on his players. Even though, Dame had a down season. He didn't shoot well. But you can't just throw your people under the bus. And you're the coach, buddy. Throwing a player under the bus again. Classic Doc throwing everyone under the bus. And why would you expose that? And it's a situation, but that's not how I see it. There's a chance Kristaps Porzingis plays in Game 4 per at Shams Charania. And if he does play, it's over. But even if he plays or he doesn't, they're still going to sweep. Draymond says Milwaukee should have found a way to pair Jrue Holiday up with Damian Lillard. The Blazers would have never done a deal without Holiday. That's impossible. But letting Jrue go, I think, was a massive mistake. They would have had to trade Middleton then. That's kind of impossible. Draymond thinking it's 2K. Draymond Green thinking it's 2K out here. Here's your NBA.com updated finals MVP ladder. 1 Jaylen Brown, 2 Jason Tatum, 3 Kyrie Irving, 4 Luka Doncic. Jrue Holiday, 5 Luka Doncic. How was Kyrie number 3? He was missing in games 1 and 2, and all of a sudden one game, he's 3rd. Not surprised at all. Jaylen Brown's been going crazy, and he's been the best player in this series. But remember when we clowned him for getting that big contract? It's working out for them. Brian Windhorst talked about JJ Redick interviewing with the Lakers. Frankly, his interviews have been in those podcasts with LeBron James. They've extensively broken down the Lakers' offense, extensively broken down what they do. It's been out there for the whole world to hear, including from the Lakers front office. Won't be surprised. A 9-part coaching interview on YouTube is one of the most funniest things I've seen. But I think it's honestly a great idea. But Shams right now is probably going to be like, "Victory, I told you." That's going to be Shams right now. But I wonder if that podcast will still be a thing or not. Luka Doncic has been the highest blown by percentage allowed drives in the series. Luka is 67% in this series, 65% in the Clippers series, and 59% in the Thunder series. He's been a freaking cone of defense. He's either getting blown by or he's crying to the damn referees. The Cavaliers are not interested in trading Darius Garland, still view him as an all-star caliber player at Mike Scotto. They are also unlikely to consider trading Garland for Brandon Ingram. Cleveland has continued to tell teams they are not trying to move Darius Garland and Jared Allen. League sources tell Hoops Hype. There's been some chatter about whether Cleveland would have interest in Brandon Ingram, but I've gotten the sense from talking to league sources that Cleveland isn't enthralled with the idea of trading for him and then having to pay him a ton of money after his contract season. I mean, you should just run it back with Garland and Mitchell at this point. I don't see Brandon Ingram being any help, to be honest. But Darius Garland was hurt most of the year, had a broken jaw. We'll see if next year he can bounce back, and some mental health issues, so maybe he can bounce back, honestly. So, but Woj said yesterday there's real doubt that Kristaps Porzingis will be able to return at any point in the finals, but Shams, I believe, said today there's a chance he could return, so it looks like we have another Woj versus Shams here. So Woj saying, oh, Kristaps there's a real doubt he'll be able to return, but Shams said, oh, there's a possibility he could play game 4. We'll see. Either, if he doesn't play, they're still going to win. Adam Silver talked about the All-Star game he was asked about. He joined in the account now. He said, we may be just past the point where guys and teams are incentivized to play a competitive All-Star game in the middle of the season. Just do conferences, and whichever conference wins gets home court advantage in the finals. Majority of the All-Stars are on playoff teams, so the majority will care about it. It's accurate, I guess, what he said, but just do something to make it competitive. James Borrego sees the leading candidate for the Lakers head coaching job. Per at J.K.L. Fisher, Borrego has also been categorized by league personnel as a leading candidate for the Lakers head coaching job. Although Los Angeles' search has been muddied by an unsuccessful pursuit of UConn head coach. Their unsuccessful pursuit of UConn head coach Dan Hurley. Borrego has been credited with boosting Orlando's offense approach during this past season while aiding Willie Green's staff. This search has just been awful. They went from JJ to Hurley, back to JJ, to Borrego. Now it feels like back to JJ Redick. This head coaching search has been a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Grant Williams says it sucked not getting a tribute video from the Celtics. It definitely sucked, because it would have been cool to see the highlights and the highs that we had throughout the team. The highlights. Oh, the highlights of you taunting Jimmy Butler and him owning you, and then you taunt Donovan Mitchell. Oh, I'll make them both. You miss them both. Chandler Parsons says Jason Tatum will be criticized for his play if his name were Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic. I mean, if the C's win, it genuinely doesn't matter. But if we're being serious, what superstar isn't getting criticized for shooting 35% from the field? But I mean, he's getting a lot of assists, rebounds, playing with some good defense, but still. R.I.P. to Jerry West. He passed away, I believe, yesterday, so R.I.P. to the logo. And he's the only NBA Finals MVP to have been awarded from the losing team as well, so R.I.P. to him. Swaggy P on the Gilbert Arenas show says Steph Curry almost started crying in the locker room because he was on the verge of losing the Finals MVP. This show has to bring up LeBron and Curry to get views. This podcast is just lies and bad takes. Like, why are y'all lying for views, man? KY Carlin via 975 The Fanatic said, I don't think the Sixers keep the 16th pick in this draft. I think they trade that pick away for a win-now player. Alex Caruso is the immediate name that comes to mind. If you're the Sixers, you have to at least give the Bulls a call to see if he's available. Oh, they would be maybe a 3 or 4 seed instead of a 7 seed. I mean, that'd be a good trade for him to get a defensive player and can knock down 3. Lonzo Ball's top 5 defenders in the NBA, Victor Wembanyama, Jay McDaniels, Bam Adebayo, Alex Caruso, and Drew Holiday. I mean, honestly, that's a good list. I mean, AD could be here as well. Teams are starting to believe that Cavs have made Darius Garland unavailable in trade talks. Brett Windhorst, ESPN. There are now teams that are sort of backing off, saying, well, maybe he is not going to be available. So that means he's probably going to stay there with D. Mitch. And Bill Simmons think Miami's the best potential landing spot for Trae Young. I don't know if you want Trae Young if you're a Heat fan. There have been discussions about Seattle potentially landing an NBA team per Adam Silver. I mean, it feels like this has been a discussion for half a decade now. I wish this would happen, but I don't know if it will. Coaching camps around the league believe that the Cavs coaching job is more changed than the Lakers coaching job. I mean, easier conference. I mean, yeah. Now, the Miami Heat are favoring land Russell Westbrook. The bidding war for Isaiah Hartenstein is expected to start at $20 million per year. A bidding war for Isaiah Hartenstein, something I didn't expect to hear. But yeah. That's all I have to say here for the NBA news. So until next time, I play. Peace.